Canara Robeco Balanced Advantage Fund. Will investing in this NFO help in your long term wealth creation process or not? Let us find out through an in depth analysis of this NFO. Hi, welcome to holisticinvestment.in. We help individual investors like you to make the right financial and investment decisions to reach your financial goals faster and smarter. Canara Robeco Balanced Advantage Fund is an NFO which opens on 12th July 2024 and is open until 26th July 2024. So before analyzing this fund, let us first understand what is a balanced advantage fund. So a balanced advantage fund is a diversified mutual fund that can invest in both stocks and bonds in both equity and debt instruments. Like unlike traditional hybrid funds, which hold equity and debt allocation within specific and defined limits, balanced funds have no such constraints and modify their allocations more flexibly. So some of its key features are this is an open-ended fund type and it has CRISIL hybrid 50 plus 50 moderate index as its benchmark. You need 5,000 rupees as the minimum amount for investment in this NFO. There is no entry load present, but there is an exit load for 1% if you redeem it within 1 year. The fund managers for this NFO are Mr. Enet Fernandez, Mr. Sridatta Bandwaldar, Mr. Suman Prasad. So now let us understand the investment objective of this NFO, which is to help investors like you to generate long-term capital appreciation with income generation by dynamically investing in equity and equity-related instruments and debt and money market instruments. So their investment strategy is to invest in these kind of instruments like equity and equity-related instruments and debt and money market instruments according to the market ups and downs. Like for example, this fund NFO needs to have 60% allocation to the equity in related instruments. But if the market is in high and if the fund manager thinks that equity related instruments will perform very well, then they can even increase their allocation to 75 to 85%, which is unlike the traditional hybrid funds. So here the allocation can be changed according to the market's ups and downs, which will also help us to play to the market advantage. And as we have debt and money market instruments in this NFO, it will also help us manage the risk impact in this NFO. So this is the investment strategy for this Canada Robeco Balanced Advantage Fund NFO. So let us first understand the potential merits Canara Robeco Balanced Advantage Fund might give us. So the first point here is the potential for steady gains. As this is a balanced advantage fund where there is exposure to both equity and debt, it might not give you the same amount of risk as investing in an out and out equity fund, and also it might not give you the pure return a debt fund might give you. But what it can give you is the potential for stable returns with less volatility in the market. Also, it can provide you with dynamic allocation unlike a pure balanced fund. In a pure balanced fund, there is already a predefined proportion allocated to both equity and debt in the fund. But here, the equity exposure minimum is 60%. So the remaining amount is to be invested in the debt portion. So the fund manager, according to the market outlook, whether the market is in high or low, whether how the market is playing, the fund manager will allocate both equity and debt according to the minimum percentage given in this fund. So there is allocation and dynamic allocation and flexibility available in this fund, unlike a pure balanced fund. And there is tax leverage also available in a balanced advantage fund, which is like, for example, let's assume that you're trying to create your own portfolio of equity and debt, investing in equity and debt. So if you invest 6 lakhs into equity and 4 lakhs into debt, you might be able to pay a tax of 10% if you have invested in equity for more than a year, but you might have to pay 30% tax or more for debt, because the equity tax allocation and debt tax allocation is different. But if you invest in a balanced advantage fund, you're going to pay the equity tax allocation for both equity and debt. So in that case, you have the tax leverage here, which you cannot achieve alone on your own. Also, it has the ability to lower risk in your investment portfolio by balancing your exposure to debt and equity. as there is dynamic allocation to both equity and debt, and the fund manager can allocate both proportions according to how the market outlook is present. This can potentially lower the risk impact in your investment portfolio. It is also a beginner friendly fund to invest. If you are someone who is just starting to invest and you want to invest in both equity and a debt related fund, this might be a potentially good fund for you to start investing in. As we have taken a look at the potential merits of this NFO, it's equally important to understand the potential demerits of this NFO. This Canara Robeco Balanced Advantage Fund might offer you potentially lower returns compared to equity oriented funds, because when you choose a equity oriented fund and you stay invested for a long period of time, there's a potential to maximize your overall return in the long run compared to a fund which has a balanced proportion to both equity and debt. A completely equity oriented funds will might offer you a potentially a little bit higher return compared to this kind of fund. Also, another thing is the fund management style for this fund is unknown, because this is an NFO, right? It also has no proven track record for us to analyze its performance and to take calculated risk. We don't know how it's going to perform in the market in the long run, so we don't know what kind of risk we are taking, because there is also no clear idea about the stocks to be selected, because we do not have direct control in selecting the proportion to equity and debt and what kind of stocks to be selected. They can select either through mid cap, large cap, or small cap stocks, but still we do not have as an investor the direct control. The fund manager is the one who will be managing everything, so we do not have that kind of clear idea. So it's very risky because we cannot analyze the stocks inside the portfolio, right? So what we are taking here is a blind risk, not a calculated risk. A calculated risk will make reassure you the risk you're taking and you're willingly taking that risk, right? When you're taking a risk blindly, which can backfire at times, because we might not even know what we are getting into in the long run. So now we are going to understand and complete our analysis by seeing what is the final takeaway for the Canara Robeco Balanced Advantage Fund. Should we invest in this fund or not? Is it worth or not? Will it help in our wealth accumulation process or not? The primary thing is our personal opinion is to avoid investing in the Canara Robeco Balanced Advantage Fund, because this is an NFO. Because of this is an NFO, we do not have a proven track record, and as already previously discussed, we do not know the kind of risk we are going to take. But if you still want to invest in a balanced advantage fund, there is already existing mutual funds like this which have a track record for a minimum of 7 to 10 years. Why we are suggesting to choose fund with a minimum track record of 7 to 10 years is because in 7 to 10 years the market cycle would have completed, where there would have been high and very lows and lows. Like the market could have gone to a circle of high returns, low returns, even to a period of no return and even negative returns. So as we take a mutual fund with a proven track record like that, we will be able to analyze how it has performed in the when the market was high and when the market was low. So we will be able to take a calculated risk. But here, without proper portfolio and research, the investment in the Canara Robeco Balanced Advantage Fund might turn out to be risky. But if you still want to try it, if you still want to see how it will perform, then don't invest it through a core investment portfolio where you investing to achieve your specific main financial goals. Do invest it through a satellite portfolio which you have for experimental basis. Like if you have a minimum amount, like a little bit of spare money which you want to invest in it as a minimum amount for investment just for experimental purpose, then you can definitely try. But please avoid investing through your core investment portfolio. If you have any doubts regarding your financial and investment decisions, then it's definitely wise to involve a professional like a professional financial planner to help smoothen your investment journey, because a professional will definitely be helpful to you in the long run by personalizing your financial plan to achieve your financial goals in a most fast and smarter way. So they can personalize your investment strategies and cut out the hassle for you, right? They will cut out all the hassle and will take care of the financial planning and crafting personalized investment strategies for you. It's definitely wise to involve a professional for this purpose. So if you want professional guidance like this, definitely book a one-on-one consultation with one of our professional financial planners to help guide you for your financial and investment decisions. You can book that complimentary consultation through the link in the description. And if you want to gain more such financial insights from leading experts in the finance industry, then you can definitely register for our upcoming free live webinar, for which also we have given the link in the description. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can come up with more such financially beneficial content for you. Thank you for watching.